Today we are taking a walk. This is a few days before Thanksgiving. And we seem to have a case of the giggles. We're laughing. And we're just enjoying being outside. It's kind of overcast today. It has been actually for the last several days. There's not really been a lot of sunshine. I've been trying to take jewelry pictures and they all suck because there's no light. But it's nice to be outside, and Austin has gone hunting, so I am staying with Mom and Dad and Katie and me and Olive. So it's been fun just getting to be here for a couple of days so far. So we're going to go for a walk. Yeah. We're not going far, but we're going to go for a little walk. The leaves are so deep. It's just like a blanket of leaves in here.
We're walking through here. It's so loud. I can't literally hear anything.
I know, it's so crunchy. I can't hear anything. Don't grab onto it. I kind of veered us off the trail, and Katie's like, I'm just following you. Alright, here we are. Okay. Back to the trail. Just coming up on the creek here. The moss on this tree is always so pretty. This is like the last tree or so before we get down to the creek. And it just looks like a blanket. You see how thick that is? We've showed this on video before.
It's literally like so many trees. This is a lot of trees.
It pretty much is. I mean, there's only like that one right there.
Well, I guess you're talking about big trees.
Yeah, like big trees. I don't mean the only tree at the creek.
Go.
Look what Katie just found. Like the tuffy feathers from an owl's belly is what it looks like. I think it probably was flying through here and flew a little too low. Huh. You never really know what you're going to find on a walk, and so it's cool to see those feathers. Creek is pretty down this time of year, and we've not had a lot of rain at all. We need rain, but it's always fun to walk, especially when we get to be with each other. That is right. The leaves choke it up too. Right there. That is a hawk over there. The leaves definitely kind of choke the creek up too and make it run slow and that kind of thing. So I try to tell myself that it's okay, it'll go back to normal because I worry about it. This is nature, Katie. You can't do nothing about it. Oh yeah, it'll go back. It's always done that throughout the years. It has. It's kind of a little chilly. It's not bad. What kind of hawk is that? Without seeing it any closer than that, I can't tell. It's a quick moving one, I know that. It's not super big, so I'm probably going to rule out a red tail. He's cool. He's gone. Of course, I'm obsessed with hawks, so I love to see them. I like to see hawks. We've been so giggly on this trip down to the creek for some reason, but of course around Thanksgiving, I think that makes everyone start to think about what you're thankful for, and we had a good service on Sunday, and that's kind of what the preacher was talking about. And there's so many things I think that we take for granted. I mean, just simple stuff, having a clean bed, having clothes, having family, having food on the table, health, you know. We can walk down to the creek. I mean, we're healthy enough to walk and all that. And I know that we have viewers who say, you know, that they're disabled or things like that. And you know, we always try to keep that in mind and be grateful for, you know, you say the simplest of things like being able to walk, but you know, that's not always so simple. It is kind of an extraordinary thing, even some of these small things that we think are small. I mean, it's just stuff you take for granted. I literally don't ever think about getting up out of bed, jumping up, turning the light on, making myself something to eat, getting on the treadmill, doing whatever. Just my ability, my capability to run and go and do. That's just like, it's not ever something I really think about until you hear some really sad, terrible story, or somebody who's had something bad happen to them, and then they lose their ability to do for themselves, and then you really start thinking, well, this is not a given. There's only air in my lungs because God lets there be air in my lungs. I'm only alive because He let me be alive. It's not like, oh, well, this is just, everybody gets this, and then, not everybody does. So it's easy to take those little bitty things for granted, but when you start being thankful for the little bitty things, all of a sudden your ordinary life turns into something big. Extraordinary, massive, huge, loving, exciting. You know, it really can transform your life if you are willing to see those little things like that. But it's hard to do, and sometimes you don't even think about it. You might say, I never even thought about that, and then you feel bad because it's just not even something that crossed your mind. It's not that you're trying to be ungrateful, but it does help to kind of examine your life with a fine-tooth comb, because the truth is we all have something to be grateful and thankful for, and you can always look to your left and find somebody that has it better than you, but you can always look to your right and find somebody that has it worse. And then for that person that has it worse, you would be the person on their left. So definitely. And it's Chris's message on Sunday, the pastor, was purposeful handfuls of blessings. That's the thing. It's been so purposeful. God has literally done so much for me. I feel so undeserving. I feel like I'm the most undeserving person, an unworthy person I know. Yet God doesn't just give a little bit. It's handfuls. It's purposeful handfuls of blessings. And how wonderful He is to do all these great things for us. Absolutely, there's just a lot to be thankful for, and we encourage y'all to, I'm sorry I keep switching arms, I got weak arms holding the camera up, but we encourage y'all to drop comments and share with us and each other what you're thankful for. It's been a fun walk. I'm really thankful for a little bit. I'm very thankful for that. Me too. I'm very thankful for gonna be an aunt. That's right. I'm thankful. I know this is goofy, but I'm thankful for my stray cat that I've made friends with named Binks. He is. It seems like I had several people message me and say, "Did he let you pet him?" I went very, very, very slow, and I let him come to me. I didn't rush anything, and now he thinks he's a lab cat. He's spoiled now. He is spoiled. He has so many toys. He gets treats. I feed him. I water him. He is very loving, and I just think that was really sweet. Miss Cindy loved cats. She did, yeah. And she passes away, and then this stray cat shows up, and I have befriended. I didn't spend any time around cats growing up. I only spent time around dogs. I literally know nothing about cats, so I'm learning. But he's, I just think even that was a blessing from God. This sweet little loving animal that's brought me so much joy. That's a blessing. So many other blessings in my life that God just so generously sends my way. It's so sweet. Me too. Even though I'm a big butthead sometimes, I just don't really deserve it. That's the thing. But it's not about deserving it. And I think the biggest thing that we could all be thankful for, not just at Thanksgiving, but of course at Christmas, is Jesus. Our salvation in Jesus. He could have just stopped at that, and man, that would have been enough. But He didn't stop there. Right. He made the cake and then He ices it. I think there must be like 10 pounds of icing on both of our cakes. Mm-hmm. I think so. And we're blessed to have each other. We are. And all of you on YouTube, we're thankful for each and every one of you. We are. Today is the day before Thanksgiving, and we've been busy cooking a lot today. And now I'm going to make a pumpkin pie. This is actually a pumpkin cream pie, so it's a little bit different than the traditional pumpkin pie. And I made a video on this last year sharing the recipe. This is a Pioneer Woman recipe. I can't remember how I stumbled upon this. Maybe I was just Googling Thanksgiving recipes last year, dessert recipes, and I thought pumpkin cream pie. You know, I'm familiar with like coconut cream pie, Boston cream pie that's got that like really creamy light texture. And then I thought, what would that be like with pumpkin flavor? That would be really neat. So I was really pleased with the recipe last year. Everyone really seemed to like it, so I'm going to make another one for this year. So the very first thing in this recipe is to make the filling. Because I bought a graham cracker crust. You can make one, but I just bought one. So that's heavy cream and half. And then you mix that with some instant vanilla pudding mix. And then you add the spices, which is nutmeg, cloves, and cinnamon. Recipe just calls for a pinch, but I just put them in a bowl. And then you just stir this until you bring it to a boil and it gets really bubbly and thick. Mom's got sweet potatoes kind of in this big pot back here going. We've already made the dressing today. Mom actually froze her rolls this year. So those are actually already made. And then we'll thaw them out and bake them tomorrow. What else have we made today?
All sorts of delicious food.
Katie says all kinds of things.
And when I say we, I mean y'all.
Katie's been in her jewelry sweatshop, as she calls it. I love to cook around the holidays. That's one of my favorite parts, and especially when we're just all in here together cooking stuff and laughing and joking. That's just one of my favorite parts about the holidays, and I'm thankful that we get to be together and cook, and I'm thankful that we have food to cook. Austin is actually hunting right now, and I'm thankful that he gets the chance to hunt. He's actually already got a nice buck this season, and we'll use that meat. We're very thankful for any deer, any animal that he can harvest. He hunts turkey in the spring. We always eat it and enjoy it. And he gets to hunt with his dad, and that's really special for him. He doesn't get much time off from work, and the land that they hunt is like 5 hours away from us, so it kind of just works out for him to be gone over Thanksgiving, so that way he already has those days off, and he can stack other vacation days next to it since he don't really get much time off. So I'm thankful that he gets to hunt and enjoy it and bring back good meat for us. Alright, y'all going to the post office?
Yeah.
We'll be back. Bye, love y'all, be careful. Katie and Mom gotta go to the post office. I would say that is pretty bubbly and thick. Add in the pumpkin. Then we'll just stir that in. And I'm just gonna put a lid on the pot, and then once that cools enough, it'll go in the fridge. So now basically we're gonna make whipped cream, and we're gonna fold it into the mixture that we already made. So that's half a cup of whipping cream. And then it's just 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. This pie is very easy. You really just fold these 2 together and pour it into the crust. And that's pretty much it. That's okay, it'll still be good. And then you pretty much just pour it in. It's pretty easy pie. And that's all there is to this. This will go in the fridge overnight. It'll be ready for tomorrow. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description to the full video I did on this and to the recipe as well. So we're gonna build a fire.
It done got cold.
Yeah, the temperature's pretty much been dropping all day. What degrees is it out there right now, do you think?
Yeah, it's about 42 or so.
It's cold. It's cold enough to build a fire.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Toasty by the fire?
Yep.
We will be toasty soon. Now we gotta go upstairs and clean up the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let's go. Okay.
Let's go.
Before we end this video here, we wanted to play a song. We wanted to play Miss Cindy's song. This is a waltz that Katie and and David Kaner wrote for her. I've already been slightly teary about it this morning, so I'm trying to not be a crying mess here. But you know, it's difficult the first holidays, you know, without people when you lose them, and you know, we get comments. We've actually got a lot of comments recently on a devotional video I did of people who've lost loved ones recently, and we know of people in the community and things like that, and you know, it's just tough. But the only thing really that can bring you comfort, of course, is God. And it also kind of occurred to me, and this is not a new thought or anything like that, by no means. I've heard a lot of people say this, but when you really think about it, as tough as it is to lose someone, if you can focus on, you know, how happy they made you and all the good times. What is the saying? It's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all.
It's true.
Yeah,
I believe that with all my heart.
Almost kind of corny, but it's true. And so we try to think about all the good times, all the Thanksgiving hams, and all that kind of stuff, even though it's a little sad.
Oh, you started. I can cry on command now with this whole pregnancy.
All right, we gotta draw mine up
though.
But yes,
Your
exactly.
Thanksgiving.
So we just want you to know that if you're going through that too, that we're thinking about you.
Right.
And I know there's lots of people who are facing Thanksgiving without loved ones or with other situations in their life that are hard. So you just know that we're praying for you, we're thinking about you, and that God is a merciful God, and He's a good God, and suffering does not come from Him. It comes from lots of other places, but suffering does not actually originate from Him. In fact, He's the exact opposite of suffering. And had Jesus not went to the cross to literally suffer for us, we would have never had a way out of this. Isn't that crazy? How if you think about that, that's the catch-22. Jesus had to suffer to eliminate for all of eternity suffering for all of humanity. So he's literally the exact reason
why we have a way out of this, and suffering definitely doesn't come from him, or he would not have done what he did at the cross to give us a chance to escape this and give us a chance to get away from this.
Absolutely.
Because our time on earth here, as permanent as it may feel, I've personally now seen firsthand, it can be here one breath, gone the next, and it's a flash in the pan compared to eternity, all of eternity.
So you gotta enjoy time with your loved ones and enjoy that time today, not just on Thanksgiving, but on any time. And
Yep.
and you know, we get a lot of comments too of people saying they're disabled or they live alone, and we want this Thanksgiving video to be for anyone, anytime, even if you're watching it, you know, in the summer several years from now, it don't matter. But you know, especially for those who don't really, you know, have much company on Thanksgiving, we definitely want this to be for you as well. And
That's
we
right.
hope that you've enjoyed seeing kind of our little Thanksgiving video this year. We're gonna put our instruments up, and here in a little while, family's gonna come, and we're gonna eat big, and we'll miss Miss Cindy, but we'll enjoy it.
Oof.
I know. We gotta drive.
That's right. Okay, that's right.
But we appreciate you watching, and we love each and every one of you.
And God bless you. And before I say we'll catch you the next one, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Go eat some turkey.
Let's go.